Yeah, got away with the boys and Tanya, and over to Bali for a week and a half, which was nice and relaxing. Still in the middle of trade week though, so there was a fair bit going on, and I was on the phone to Decker and Walshy for the majority of that time. But you do get a good break, and been back for the last couple of weeks. All the other coaches are back on deck today, and finalising or putting the finishing touches on our preparation for our pre-Christmas training. Yeah, look, it's time to do something else. I think off seasons are as important to sharpen up your focus and to go and do something different, so that when you come back in for pre-season that you are ready to invest heavily, and that's what it requires to be successful. And when absence makes the heart grow fonder, there's no doubt about that. So when you're not working day in, day out in that football environment, you can already see the boys with the smiles on their faces this morning, and just looking forward to rubbing shoulders and getting our hands dirty. Yeah, look, we went through a really heavy sort of review and planning phase in the couple of weeks after the season had finished, and we got our preparations for 2013 sort of kick-started as soon as possible, which allows the coaches and players, etc., to go away and actually know that that 2012 is done, and what it's going to look like sort of coming back for the beginning of 2013 anyway. So it probably sets the mind at ease a little bit. But yeah, look, we're like every other side in the competition right now. We're 0-0. There's no wins, no losses. It's blue skies ahead. No matter what has happened in the past, whatever your preparation is in the next sort of 4 to 5 months is going to dictate your future. And like every other club, we're pretty excited about what's in front of us. Yeah, look, we were very aggressive with our list management, and I think you need to be these days. It's a cutthroat environment. It's a very competitive industry, and the last couple of years we haven't been able to beat the best teams in the competition. Whether it's been at the last hurdle or the second last hurdle, we've just fallen short. So we don't want to be there again. We want to take those last couple of steps and be the premier team. So to facilitate that, you need to improve your lists, and we feel like we've been able to improve our list to this point. Quinton Lynch is going to be a great addition for us. He's a very good forward, but also a legitimate backup ruck option. Hasn't played a lot of ruck in the last couple of years behind Nick Natanui or Dean Cox, as you'd expect. But we actually have recruited him specifically to play more time in the ruck to manage Darren Jolly, and we feel that Jared Witts is ready to dip his toe and find out what league footy's all about. So it's going to be a big year for him as well. Clinton Young's been a great addition to us. We feel like we need to shore up our wing positions and have some legitimate wing players in the side, and he clearly has been that over the last sort of 8 or 9 years with Hawthorn. So we think that's a fantastic get for us. He's got a lot of penetration. He runs hard across the lines, and both of those guys that I've just mentioned kick the ball 60 metres plus on the fly. Jordan Russell's another one who comes on board. Had a really good 2010 season and has tapered off in Carlton's environment over the last couple of years. We've been encouraged by the way he's attacked his off-season. He's in great shape and already testing Pendles, coming down and doing some runs over the last couple of weeks. So he's hungry, and I think that he's got a lot of ability. It's just a matter of him sort of freshening up in a new environment and taking his chances. So Jordan's been training sort of Monday, Wednesday, Friday off his own bat over the last couple of weeks. Quinton's coming across with his wife Danica tomorrow to have a look at some houses and where they're going to settle down. They're probably going to settle after Christmas, after we get back from Utah. But so he'll be around the place for the coaches to meet tomorrow. And Clinton's been travelling through the States. He won't do a lot of training pre-Christmas after a foot injury last year, but we're looking forward to him on the track January, February. But he'll be in the mix and get across to Utah with the other boys. Look, we're big believers in altitude training. The boys have had a fantastic response from the way that David Butterfin has run that program, and we believe we're going to get the same results, if not better, from our opportunities this year. Obviously, the players that haven't been exposed to it before will generally get a better result and a better kick than the other guys, but it really does set us up. Our fitness preparation pre-Christmas is important, so that you can really attack the full ground work in January, February, and we'll take away a good squad. It's a great bonding activity and exercise as well. We do some things over there that test mind, body and spirit, and the players need to get through it together, as do the coaches. So it's an opportunity for us, and one the boys are looking forward to. We did pretty well with off-season surgery because a lot of our boys had in-season surgery this year. We were really encouraged to get Andrew Cracker and Ben Johnson back towards the end of the year, and that was a phenomenal effort by them. Lockie Keefe and Luke Ball had their ACL surgeries earlier in the season, and as did Brent McCaffer, and they've been back to full training for quite a while, so they'll be able to complete a full pre-season and hit the ground running. Jackson Payne has had a shoulder reconstruction, and he's probably going to be, along with Clinton Young, with his foot surgery, he's probably going to be one of the two guys that are going to be probably more measured into their pre-season beginnings. But Jackson's every chance of coming across to Utah now after that surgery, and clearly we'll get a lot of fitness work into him, and he'll be ready to go when his shoulder is. Yeah, look, I think the important thing to note is that the game changes so quickly these days. We're going to focus a lot on fitness and basics into Christmas, and a lot of our sort of ball movement or team defence work will be done sort of through January, February, and then through NAB Cup into the early part of the season. We'd like to be aggressive with the football. We want to slow the opposition down when we're defending, and obviously be really hard and tough when it's in dispute. I think generally you look to the sides look to the last Premier and how they went about it, and Sydney had that slingshot offence and got right back to support their defence, and then had that hard run forward. They were extremely fit, extremely skilled and extremely disciplined to be able to execute that style, and they got the result. But whilst that works for Sydney, we need to find the best fit for Collingwood. We've got some really hard running defenders that we need to take advantage of. We've got some really strong power forwards that we need to get the ball in deep and quick as we possibly can. We've got a very strong midfield. Ultimately for us, the game plan will be secondary to making sure that we're in good physical shape to be able to execute it, and there's some focuses that we'll hit pre-season with, and clearly we hope that that's evident in the way we play, but there's 17 other sides that are trying to prepare the same way. Look, I think leadership development and team development are clearly two very important aspects of successful organisations. We have a very strong core of leaders at the top of our organisation, but we want every single player to contribute and to know exactly what they're contributing to and how they can best influence their teammates around them. So I feel, and we feel, that leading teams is going to be, and Ray McLean in particular, is going to be someone who can assist in the facilitation of a stronger culture, of a stronger leadership focus, and we expect it to help Nick Maxwell, Scott Penderbury, Luke Ball in their development as leaders in their next phase, but also help the support around them with the other players that have been in leadership positions before, or young players that are coming up that could potentially be leaders for the club in the future. I think it's going to help communication, it'll help the coaches, it'll help the entire culture of the footy club, but it just doesn't happen. People need to invest and need to commit to it, and I, for one, am absolutely committed to it and believe that it's going to be a positive move for us. Yeah, look, the process will be quite organic. The first step will be the players and coaches understanding exactly what's expected, how we want to go about our pre-season, and in particular our trip to Utah, what behaviours we expect to be executed by anyone at the football club. And you'll be rewarded or penalised, I suppose, against those behavioural expectations. And really, it just provides a framework for really effective feedback, and it provides more efficiency for the way that we train and the standards of our training. And through that, you're going to get greater results. You're going to get excellence in what you do, and communication's sort of fundamental to that. So the leaders will be chosen off the back of how our players attack our pre-season and the behaviours that they exhibit in the process.